The first and the flesh. Get her started. It's Friday and it's Friday.
I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. I have a dream.
I've got boxes on boxes, wattage for days when the moon won't do. I'll shine in its place, so you can find your way. Another light bulb at your face. I caught lightning in a mason jar, shining with the power of 1,000 stars. Lightning in a mason jar, see it from wherever you are. If your thoughts high up in the
Bulls Radio Lounge, your November 22nd. Welcome to, besides Bull and the Bartender Show, the most hottest show on YouTube, which is the Social Reload Show. That's right, two guys, Matt the savior of the channel, Bull, the guy who tries to be technical / president / all things relative, trying to keep this show up and going. I am Bull. Matt, the savior, on the phone, or on the other line.
Sir.
Can you hear me, my friend?
I got you loud and clear.
How'd you like that?
How do I sound?
How'd you like that little intro I gave you?
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
That was great. Made me chuckle.
That made you chuckle.
I like it.
At least it makes you chuckle. I mean, that's...
I sound way more important than I think I actually am, but you know.
No, listen, you are. If it wasn't for you, right? These shows would probably not be where they are today. You definitely saved, this whole channel. I mean, because you, with your know-how and your knowledge, and your systematic, Star Trek, Star Wars ability.
Yeah.
Used your force,
my
right?
amazing future technology.
Yeah, and said, "Hey, dumbass, this is what you're not doing. Get
This
your
is
head
what
on
you
straight,
need to be doing."
you stupid motherfucker." So he
I don't
said,
know. I don't know that I was quite that aggressive,
Oh,
but yeah.
Trust me, you were. I was trying to be soft with you. You were aggressive with me.
Well, I apologize.
He said, "Bitch,
But
let me tell you
at
something."
least it went through.
So, nevertheless, you got it all straightened out, and it is working flawlessly. And my dumb, feeble mind can understand it and work it and not freak out. And listen, I know I used to call you like at 10 o'clock at night, going, "What the hell is going on?"
Right.
But now it's
I haven't had one of those calls in a long time.
yeah, my freak out calls.
Yeah.
So how you doing, my friend?
I'm okay.
Are you okay?
I had kind of a crazy weekend, but
What
I survived.
what happened?
And I'm here. Well, I was getting off of work on Friday, and somebody decided that they wanted to rear end me.
Oh,
So I got to spend a couple hours sitting on the side of I-4 dealing with police and all this other nonsense
Were
that
you
goes
alright?
with it. Yeah. I mean, it was a brand new Chevy Corvette
oh,
versus my solid steel
truck,
F-150.
right? Your big behemoth of a tank.
Yeah. So I was fine. His brand new Corvette though. You ever stepped on a Coke can?
Yeah, just kind of like crimpled up.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Big time. He was spewing all kinds of fluids and stuff. It was crazy.
Oh man, did he?
He goes, "I just picked this car up 10 minutes ago."
Oh,
I go, well, it's fucked now.
Sorry, dude, you're fucked. My bad.
Yeah, he bent my exhaust a little bit, and I got a couple scrapes. But all in all, I drove away.
How
He
fast
got
was he
towed away.
going?
Well, I mean, he couldn't have been going too fast because we
Yeah.
were all kind of like it was right at the end of work, and it's I-4 around Disney
Right.
area, so it's all good.
Oh, it was by Disney area.
Yeah, it was literally at exit 64.
Oh man, that is the worst.
Yeah, so
Because everybody, like everybody that sees a wreck there, They've
Oh,
got
yeah.
to get past there. They're already pissed off because they just got off of work and they're trying to get
Yep.
home, and they see
Or
somebody.
getting out of the parks. And,
Yeah, and then they're waiting another hour and a half in line.
Yep. So that's what was going on. He thought he could get over. I guess he didn't see my truck. Question mark. I don't know. He might have been zipping around, and
Yeah.
just thought that there was a gap here, and there wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah, because he just slammed right into me.
Oh man. So what did the police officer say?
Well, he got a citation,
Uh-huh.
and it was apparently a rental.
Oh.
Through some kind of a rental app, not even like a Penske or like a real.
Okay. Yeah.
Not even like.
So
a
he
real
wasn't even
rental
like
place.
buying the car. He was just renting
No.
the car.
Yeah, it was his birthday. He rented this hot ass car to go out for the night.
Man.
Picked it up and hit me.
Oh,
10 minutes later. So his birthday went sideways real quick.
Yeah. I'm assuming
and like I said, I got to drive away, but I mean, it put
Right.
me. I didn't get home from work until almost 10
Uh-huh.
o'clock at night. Dealing with all that. So
okay.
it was frustrating. I was already working late in a way because I
Yeah.
was out in Orlando dealing with some stuff. So
Oh man. Orlando
yeah, so
traffic.
it was
Oh.
frustrating. And then I've just partied kind of the last 2 nights.
Did you really?
How I usually do.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. All right. What brought on that?
We do it every Friday and Saturday. We're drinking and playing darts and having people over and stuff.
that's
yeah.
right. Yeah, you told me about that. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
crazy, man. I had to get the props done for these clients of mine. They're really great people, and they were having a little birthday party or something like that. They were doing.
Oh,
And,
nice.
So yeah, I put together these hexagon and the 4 little different tier little stands. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And then what else did I build? I built painted a frame for them, and then I built like I said the hexagon, and then I built these snowflakes. I cut out these snowflakes for them and did all that.
Oh, I feel like
Yeah.
did you send me a picture of that hexagon?
I think so. Yeah.
I thought you did because
Yeah,
I feel like I remember
It's
it.
really nice build. I really did like it. It turned out really well.
Yeah. Yeah, it was looking good, the
Yeah.
progress I saw.
It was an eggshell white. That's what the finish was.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw it as still just wood, but
Yeah. So that hexagon that was a math problem right there.
is that oh, I bet. Yeah.
Yeah, you had to like make sure your angles
Your
were just
angles were right, yeah.
man. So, but yeah, that's what I've been working on, and it's been sort of taken away from me trying to get other stuff done.
Sure.
But I got to get these projects done, man. These things are lingering. So
Well, when you do, if you want to blow off some steams, whatever, Friday, Saturday, come on over.
Yeah.
We'll throw some darts and
down at Matt's house, it's a party.
yeah, over at the Spanish Mansion. Just come on
The old
through.
Casaba.
Yeah,
Am I saying
the
it right?
the,
Casaba.
the casa. I think it's
The
the word you
casa.
were looking for last time.
Casaba,
Casa,
casa.
which is just Spanish for house.
Yeah. Something like that.
I feel like that's what you were looking for.
So
Mi casa, su casa.
So Turkey Thanksgiving is coming up, right?
Oh shit, that's right. I'm gonna be
Thursday.
kicking it lonesome,
Really?
solo style. Yeah, the fam's going off on a little vacay with the mother-in-law, so I'm just gonna be kicking it,
man.
eating my turkey pot pie or something.
Just kind of chilling on, huh?
Yeah,
mean,
I don't even
that's
know if I have a turkey pot pie. Actually,
Did your family ever cook a lot during Thanksgiving, or did they, what?
I mean, yeah, I have an Italian family, so we cook a lot anyway.
Yeah. Was it traditional sort of turkey, stuffing?
Yeah, ham during Christmas, turkey
Yeah.
during Thanksgiving, and all kinds of sides, enough to feed a small army.
Did they used to stuff it with stuffing back in the day?
I mean, yeah, my family did.
Yeah, okay. Because now they're saying that that's a bad thing
Why?
because the
If you undercook
salmonella.
the turkey, maybe.
Well, I mean, if when you're cooking the turkey, the bird, you gotta take all the. At least back in the day, you had to take all the guts out of it.
Yeah, you
You
got to
know,
take the stuff out of it.
Yeah,
for sure.
but now they put it in a bag for some reason. I mean, if you're gonna put it in a bag, why don't you just take it out?
yeah, why not just leave it on the side for us? Like,
I mean, I think people
who,
do
who
eat.
you helping? Well, because some people use the innard stuff to make like the
Yeah.
gravy and gizzards and whatever.
Okay. I don't know. They leave the heart.
I'm not in. I mean, I'll use it to make gravy. Like I'll
Uh.
render it down and make some gravy or whatever. But render is a terrible word. That's not what I meant. But regardless, I'll use it to make some gravy. But I'm not trying to eat gizzards, and I'm not trying to Yeah, I'm not
I
trying
usually
to do all that.
I'll
shit.
take the heart out and I'll start like pumping the heart. Trying to
Kalema.
I'm like, come back to life, little birdie.
Try to pump it back to life.
Yeah, that's what I try to do. Is it doesn't work, so then I sort of dissect it. See what it's all about.
My dad. So when we were kids, my dad would take the turkey legs after they had been cut off or whatever, and he would make them dance.
That's great.
I remember that as like a real young kid.
Yeah.
And he would just kind of like dee 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 dee, and my dad.
Yeah,
So,
he's crazy.
But yeah, he's out there. So, he's sitting there, playing with the turkey legs and making them dance and stuff.
He can animate an X-ray machine.
Yeah, that boy is animated.
Yeah, he's very animated.
Yeah.
Some people thought he was strict though. Like a lot of people thought that he was like really down. We're talking about. May I mention who the person is, or?
Yeah.
Or do you want to leave it out?
It's up to you.
We'll just call him Mr. T. How about that?
I like that.
All right, we'll call him Mr. T. Mr. T is a relative of some kind to Matt the Savior. And I mean that, because it's, out there on the internet. Right?
I've kind of already said it's my dad.
Oh, okay. Well, it's your dad, whatever. So this person was a very good, would you call him a professor? Would that be? Okay, professor. And I had him as a professor at a certain, college. And Matt, you had him as well, I think, or you had something.
No, they wouldn't let me take his class, no.
So I got to tell you, I heard stories. Right, and with all due respect to Mr. T, I heard a lot of stories, right, about how bad he was. And you don't want this guy, you don't want that guy, and I'm like, holy crap, what is going on with this? What the hell's going on? And people are just like freaking out. I mean, like really freaking out. Like, oh my God, if this person does this, I'm gonna walk out. I'm gonna do this, and I'm like,
oh, they did, yeah. They used to threaten all the time that they were gonna walk out of his class.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ, am I walking in like major pain over here?
Right. Let me get your pinky.
What's your malfunction?
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
But he kind of wanted him to also though. Like he was weeding out the weak in a way.
Oh yeah, like he could. Like I imagine, Mr. T to be sort of like major pain walking down the line, right? And kind of weeding off, like you said, the weak.
Right.
And
I feel like that was his attitude.
Yeah,
the whole time.
And people were just like freaking out. Like at that time, we didn't even know the term snowflakes, but they were being snowflakes,
Yeah, they were being snowflakes for sure.
And they just couldn't take the heat. And they would tell me this, like personally, they'd be like, "Hey man, you don't want to go in there. You'll be over there sitting there going, crazy over there with this guy, And I'm like, that's insane.
Did I give you permission to sneeze, open?
No, sir.
Get in, you big turd. Otherwise, I'll kick your ass back to Mayberry.
This is how I sort of imagine going into his classroom, by the way.
Absolutely.
Drop down. Give me 25 push-up now. Count 'em out.
1, sir.
Bleep, 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 bleep. What are you laughing at, pig boy?
What are you laughing at, pig boy?
Now you couldn't make one of these videos today, though. That's the problem.
Oh, I know. Yeah, everybody's so sensitive.
But yeah, so
I actually just saw an article too where they were talking about. Did you ever see the movie Kids?
Kids, no.
Back in the day, like in the 90s.
No, I never heard of even Kids. What is Kids?
Really? Oh, it's crazy. Go check it out. But it's about this group of kids, like inner city kids, say like middle of New York City, right? I don't recall if that's the actual location setting, but
okay.
I feel like it was something like that. Very, very middle of New York City as kind of a place. And it's kind of following this group of teens around to kind of show how they, as an inner city group of kids, would have to deal with these like real world
street events,
big boy kind of things and stuff, and what they do and all this. And it was crazy because excuse me, because it was something like, there was the drug use and there was the boys chasing pussy and all this stuff. And by the end, there was like you find out as a viewer that one of them has AIDS, and then they start sleeping around with these people and they don't know, and all this stuff, and it's just kind of it paints this kind of really gross, but I want to say accurate picture of inner city
lifestyle,
kind of come up and
what do you mean, like how they're growing up in the inner city, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, they're how they've come up now.
Hold on.
Where your children are.
This is the trailer for Kids.
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
And basically, it's just right now it's just audio. They don't have anything for
Yeah, I mean, but it's crazy. It's worth a watch if you can get through it. I don't know. I haven't tried it as an adult, but as a kid, I enjoyed it. And it kind
this
of
guy just hit another guy with a skateboard.
yeah. Oh yeah. Like it gets crazy. Like there's definitely some crazies. The idea itself is very artistic, or it's presented very artistically. How about that?
Yeah.
And the idea to me is very valid. Like it's kind of opening up the eyes of the people in the suburbs. Like, look, this is like they grow up really fast over here. This is the kind of stuff that they're dealing with
Is it,
as kids.
Right. Is it anybody like famous on here, or is it just sort of?
They ended up. I feel like a couple of them ended up becoming famous, but they were young when this movie came out.
Oh, okay. 1995 when it came out.
95, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but this article was saying like you could not make this movie today because of how sensitive everybody is.
Right.
There would have been some kind of 50 different problems going on, or the fact there's a scene or two, like these actors are supposed to be in their teens, and there's a couple scenes where they get down. They're starting to
they do the
get
thing.
amorous and frisky and stuff. And so just that alone, I feel like people would put the brakes on this movie this day and age. Whereas before, and like I feel like that's a statement in itself too. That's where we're going. We're not going to be able to tell these stories anymore. And really, that's a good story. Like I said, it's opening people's eyes to like this is how fast and this is the way that these kids are growing up and stuff. And like let's take a look at it.
Well, I think
we won't be able to have those stories in the future because people are so damn sensitive.
Yeah,
and, put the brakes on it.
Right, because also too nowadays this generation is growing up, and I know I'm going to sound very old when I say this, but like when I had a pager, right, when I was growing up.
Oh yeah, I had one too. Yeah,
the internet wasn't like you couldn't go on your phone if you had a phone and and look up, your email or nothing like that.
No, yeah, we had Sneak.
Having said that, to say this, right, this generation is growing up very differently in technology. They're getting used to having that awareness and having that option handy to check like their Facebooks, their emails, all this stuff like that. And they're getting very good at that. I mean, really, I mean, they could sit there and put out a post within about 30 seconds faster than probably maybe you and I can sit there and probably like get things going to find where things are. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
I'm not to outdate us, but I'm just saying that's how this generation is being raised on, this technology. And it's sort of.
And what I think is interesting too is that they've always wanted to blame things like SpongeBob for like what was it, lack of attention span, right?
Right.
Because of the quick cuts and stuff like that. But look at what the kids want now. We're watching TikTok. You got 30-second videos and you're scrolling to the next one.
Right.
That kind of thing to me is way more valid of a look at these kids are not going to have a good attention span because they don't really need one.
Right.
They're getting instant satisfaction within seconds and moving on to the next thing. I think it's going to be interesting just to see how this plays out psychologically as they grow.
But also, too, it's also up to the parents to sit there and go, hey, look, you know what? Why don't we take off the TV? Why don't we take off, this, right? Depending on how old they are, all right? And then let's interact with them.
So, yes, that's great in theory, but it doesn't work. That doesn't work, man. It's great in theory. You can have moments of that, but it's not. In the long run, they have these devices and they're going to be on these devices. And if you try to take X away from that device, even like say I wanted to like, oh, you can't use TikTok anymore. They're just going to find another way or another thing to fill that void.
I agree with you, but if you take it away completely, like the whole cell phone, the whole tablet.
Yeah, but now it's a matter of security. Like the whole reason my kids got phones was
Uh-huh.
because the wife was worried about them. Oh, well, while they're at school, I can watch them on this Life 360 thing and stuff like that.
A what?
So it's like, I don't know. He gets
What's
into
a-
trouble. You
what's
can
a Life-
call.
What's a
I'm
Live
sorry?
360?
Life 360 is an app where your family like links up and you can see on the map where they are and
Oh, okay.
things like this. See what battery percentage their phone is at, so you
Really?
can text them and tell them to charge their phone, or things like this. How fast they went in a car, like
Uh-huh.
it'll report to the wife that I went like 80 that day because I drive down I-4 every day.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it'll
Yeah.
say top speed for this driver was like 85 or something like that for the day.
Oh.
So like when my kids start driving, we'll be like, oh shit, why are you driving 90 miles an hour, you asshole? And things
Yeah,
like that. Like,
yeah.
I mean, so like it's got its pros, but it's got huge cons. And I agree with you on that. The disassociation is definitely a huge con. And I feel like we're going to see that really pan out as they get.
Well, I
they
mean, look
age.
at some of these stories where they like the lady that went into YouTube and started shooting up YouTube because they stopped monetizing most of her and a lot of other YouTube creators' videos. And a lot of these people depend on stuff like this, like people getting on the internet. And
Mhm.
that's the whole turnaround, because more people are going towards the internet, as in like the TikToks, the Facebooks, the Instagram, and making this money and doing all this stuff, and people have to watch to do it. People have to cheer to do it. And it's almost like the Matrix. It's like, when do we unplug? When do we stop depending on technology? And
What are
like,
you talking about? So necessity is the mother of invention. We want things
right.
to work. We want things to work for us. The
Okay,
only way
let
to
me
do
ask-
that is this.
Okay, let me ask you this. When is the last time you've taken a trip somewhere, right? And
Okay.
you haven't used your phone as a GPS?
Like to a new place.
Or to anywhere? Like back in the day,
I don't
you,
use. I mean, I don't. Yeah. I mean,
you
I
know,
don't,
you would use a paper map to get around, and
Okay. Yeah.
and you
so
might
now,
have to
now I would
memorize
definitely use
stuff,
my phone. Now I would
know.
definitely use my phone. I'm not pulling out a paper map ever.
But
And I'm
I'm-
gonna let her. And I'm gonna let her talk to me. I'm gonna let her tell me turn right at
right,
the light. You know,
Right.
I'm going to because it's
Yeah.
just smarter.
right, exactly. I mean, my point is that a lot of times back in the day, you kind of memorized where things were, where
That's true.
places were through the cities and stuff like that.
That's
And
true.
nowadays, everybody, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I think it's a great thing because a lot of things change, like you said, roads change and whatnot. But
Sure.
still, we're so dependent on this technology that I mean, and I'm not complaining because it's made my life easier. It's made a lot of people's lives easier. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, and it's make a good assistant to our lives. But going back to the first conversation was that sometimes you have to unplug, and we have to go out of this matrix type mode to where we're all like plugged into this, and stuff like that. Yeah, and I'm a victim of that too, because I'll be checking the Facebook to see like, what our posts are doing and see what I can do to make things better, because I don't post a lot of things to Facebook. I don't post a lot of things to these things because I don't really deal with them like most
Yeah.
people do.
We're
know.
a little out of touch for that. I will admit that, because I have plenty of gigs that would benefit from a
Right.
better social media presence, and the radio show included. And
Right.
I can't be bothered to deal with it.
Right.
Like I said, one of our earlier talks too this season, I was saying I even wrote a song about it, and I
Uh-huh.
did based on Twitter. I used Twitter as the model for the song or whatever. But the idea is the same, and it's that there's a lot of us, and I would say us being our generation, our age of person, like we get the technology, we use the technology, but we're not posting to that technology like the kids are. We're
Right.
not,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm not letting you know that I had a waffle this morning and I plan on going on a great run later. Like I don't care that you know that,
Oh.
and I don't think you need to know that.
I
Like,
just woke up. Oh,
Yeah.
this is my face when I wake up.
right. Wait till
I'm
after the
so
avocado
tired.
mask. Like, yeah, I don't
Could you see
it's-
me doing that?
Can I see you doing that?
Yeah, waking
Like
up
having a social presence.
and like going, oh, this is me waking up.
I don't know that anybody wants to see that bullshit.
No, I don't. trust me, it's not
It's
not even a
not that great.
conversation, because it's a definite nope. Sorry about
That's
that.
a no. That's a no. But I mean, something I've started doing recently, that's, I don't know, maybe more in the loop of the younger kids or whatever, however you want to put it, is I've been adding to my Facebook story a lot.
See,
But it's usually just music that I'm listening to throughout the day or whatever.
right.
And it's never even the music itself. I'll take like a screenshot of
Yeah.
like the song or whatever, and I'll throw it up there. Just because if somebody wants to go check it out, to me, that's a great song. Go check it out. And so I don't know if that's me like trying to put in an effort to be more social media present, and just kind of, because like I said, there's plenty of gigs that I do that would really benefit from some kind of free advertising essentially that you get from the social media
Right.
presence. So maybe that's me making an effort to try to get used to doing stuff like that so that I do it more productively. Question mark. I don't know, but it's something I've been doing lately.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
and that's good, but I mean, it's like, for me, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know how to post things. Very, like, when I was at the BRN, Caveman used to teach me how to post things, and it's like, hashtag this, hashtag that, hashtag this, at this,
Yeah,
to
right.
get more people attached to it, and I'm like, good. This is more work than what I think. You know what I mean? It's like, I just wanted.
Yeah, I mean, people have made jobs out of it.
Yeah.
You can get a social media. I don't know what they're called. I guess a
Like
person that manages it for you though, and will
uh,
post for you and blah blah blah. Like I feel like they get paid per post or something,
oh,
or
really? Okay.
yeah, things like
And then what do
that.
they
And then,
post? Like just random things, or?
well, no, I mean, you can give them copy, you know what I mean, and
Oh,
say, I
okay.
want you to post this because maybe they have a billion followers or something like that. So if they
Oh,
post it, they're an influencer. You pay them some money and say, hey, promote my channel, like promote the radio lounge.
so there's
Um,
a whole
eh,
underworld to the underworld.
oh, of course, of course.
How deep does it go?
I mean, I assume if there's something out there that you want, but you don't necessarily one know how to do, or two, maybe
Yeah,
you just can't be bothered to do, you can damn sure pay somebody to do it
really.
when they're willing. Oh yeah,
Uh-huh. All right,
oh yeah.
I'm gonna ask you a question, right?
Okay,
And I don't know if you know this, and I don't know if you think that we could probably talk about this openly on the air.
okay,
All right.
all right.
Um,
Good precursor.
and I want to say that it's probably going to be some sort of type of conspiracy talk.
Oh geez, well I love that a little bit.
You don't like that?
I said, I love that a little
Oh,
bit.
okay. All right.
I'm not a
Um,
conspiracist, but I do love playing devil's advocate with these
okay.
theories. Yeah.
So here's the thought. Here's the idea. And I've been seeing this, um, a couple times here and there, and I don't know if it even exists.
Okay.
But it's based on the internet, right? It's called the dark web.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Have
That's
you
real.
heard about that?
Oh, it's real.
It is real. All right. So the
Oh
dark
yeah.
web is real, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Now, here's my thing. I don't even know how to access this. I don't even know if I want to access it.
No, you don't.
Okay.
You have no
Um,
reason to.
Oh, okay. Do you have like knowledge of this, or what's going on? Tell the story of the dark web.
So yeah. Have you ever heard of Silk Road? I feel like we've talked
N-
about this before.
No.
Silk Road was on the dark web,
To me, I
and
feel this is all new.
this is a website that was on the dark web, and
Okay.
you could buy drugs, you could buy prostitutes, you could buy. It was a black market where you could get anything, like anything. Think about it, whatever you think. You hire somebody to kill somebody. Like this website had the sins that people would be looking for, maybe.
Okay.
So anything you wanted, though, you could get going on this thing, and because of the way the dark web works is everything is anonymous. It doesn't track you. It was actually built for the government.
Okay.
So they had their own internet that wasn't part of the public, so they could transfer information to be way more secure,
Let
etc.
me ask this disclaimer: is it safe to talk about?
Yeah, we're not fucking with it. We're just talking about
Oh,
it.
okay. I didn't know. I didn't know what
I mean, they recommend that you go use it. Honestly,
What do you mean?
these Tor browsers, Tor browsers, is how you access the dark web. So now nothing has like Facebook.com as a web address, right?
Okay.
If you're on the dark web, you don't have web addresses like that.
What do you
You have long strings of like letters and numbers that really don't seem like they would make any sense to you.
Okay.
Like you would physically have to know what they were, or somebody would have to send them to you in order for you to get to this website. Hence, everything being so secure. You can't just type in Facebook and go to Facebook. It's not going to work that way.
Yeah. Okay.
So you have this long string of letters and numbers, and you put it into the web browser just like you would Facebook.com or whatever, and it takes you to a website. And the most famous one that I know about, again, is that Silk Road, and it's because it took them forever to find this guy that was hosting this website that had all these illegal things. He made him a lot of money. He kept moving his actual location, but even more so, he was hosting it from a proxy. So he could be in Greenland and say that his website was being hosted from somewhere in South America.
But
so
why
the
were they looking for him because of what he was dealing with, or were they looking for
Yeah,
him because of
because we're talking about sending illicit drugs through the mail, having people
So-
killed,
so
like things that you should not be doing.
Okay,
Like, that's not what the dark web was initially built for.
all right, but let me ask you this: so how would that work? Would somebody get a hold of this guy, and he'd get a hold of the for other people, or I mean, how does that do? What's the process?
What do you mean?
Well, okay,
So like this
what
guy,
was
this guy
his job?
The guy that was hosting this website.
Yeah.
His job was hosting he built a website.
Okay,
And
but
then-
what?
and
But
then
what is?
he kept it running.
Oh, he kept it running. So people were doing deals.
He's
through-
making money off of it, just like eBay would, or
But-
just
Okay, but would they go through him, and would that guy get like
So that's how websites work, bro. Like, so you say you bought something on like Amazon, right?
right?
Amazon is taking a cut of that because they're hosting this ability for you to sell.
Okay.
So you're getting a slightly upcharged version of whatever the hell they're selling because Amazon's going to take its cut.
So
right?
what you're saying is that they would get a hold of this guy, and this guy would get a hold of somebody for like
No,
a drug deal or
No, all this is just happening through the website. He's just the maintainer. He just collects a check.
okay. So who do they contact then?
These people, I assume, I never went to the thing, so I don't know.
Okay.
But what I have to assume is that, hey, I'm a drug dealer. I want to sell my wares. Is there a place I can do this without really getting looked at by the cops and having to do it in the middle of the street?
Right.
All sketchy as hell. Insert Silk Road website. Oh, so I've got heroin for sale. I'm gonna post that I have this much heroin for sale, and this is how
okay.
much it's gonna cost.
So okay, I see where your eBay thing is going. So they'd be sitting there going, here, we have X, Y, and Z. We're selling it for X, Y, and Z, right?
Right.
And then
Yeah. Have you ever seen like Fiverr or something? It's like the same idea as that. Like, I have a skill that I can help you. I can build you a website. I'll put my shit up on Fiverr and say, hey, for $150, I'll build you 3 pages on a website.
right.
So somebody buys my deal. They pay me $150 through the app, but the app takes its 10% or its 20%.
Yeah.
So I'm only gonna make 130, but I charged 150.
Right.
Same kind of an idea. So I've got heroin for sale. I'm going to tell you it's $60 a gram or something like that, and really I'm only going to make 40 a gram on it which is what I actually want.
Kind of like an eBay deal.
Yeah, because Silk
Yeah.
Road's going to take it.
I got you. So all right. So they're looking for this guy that with a Silk Road, right?
Yeah,
And,
so they're looking for this guy, and it takes years.
Did they find him?
Yeah, they eventually found him. His pen name on the web, you couldn't actually find a real name for this guy that was hosting it. He kept
Yeah.
calling himself the Dread Pirate Roberts. It was
Dread Pirate Roberts.
Yeah, from what's that famous ass movie?
I don't know.
The Dread Pirate Roberts. It was from come on.
Pirates?
If there's people in the chat, they're probably screaming at me. The Princess Bride.
The Princess Bride.
You never saw that?
Is that with the one with what's her name? The one that played Catwoman?
No, I don't. You talking
Princess-
about Michelle Pfeiffer?
No, Princess Bride. Is that? No, then I probably didn't see that one.
It's an older movie. I've never actually officially seen it either, but everybody that's ever seen it loves it. It's one of these great movies.
Okay.
Yeah, so go check it out because you're into movies. You probably enjoy it.
Princess, but I think I feel that I've seen that, but I can't name the actress who played in it, even though she played in the
Oh
newer
no! Well, I mean,
Batmans.
it's about the main character is this Dread Pirate Roberts guy,
okay,
who's like,
and it's called Princess Bride.
Yeah, the Princess Bride. He's like his reputation always preceded him, right? So he never had to like really get into battles and stuff because he was just so intimidating just from his story and stuff that are already arriving before he did, kind of a thing.
Okay.
And he was just like this really famous guy that was looking for like the love of his life or something, which is the princess. Anywho, again, I've never officially seen it, so I can't go much further than that. But but it's supposed to be a great movie, and the idea was this guy wanted to be anonymous, and so you'd only just see him post as the Dread Pirate Roberts on anything he would do, or anytime he would move the site or whatever. So he was physically moving his own location, and he was also having the website hosted by jumping from proxy to proxy to proxy. So he would be like, oh, it looks like the website's being hosted from China. Let's go find him in China. And then they get to China and they'd be like, well, it moved over to Russia now. And then they'd go over to Russia and they'd be like, well, now it's in South America for some reason. So, you know what I mean? So he was just jumping around with these fake locations, essentially.
And then obviously he knew he was being tracked and he was being followed.
I think he was just doing that initially because he wasn't an idiot.
Okay. And
I don't think he was doing it because he had any inkling that they were coming for him at first. I feel like he was just doing it to be smart.
So is this website still running or is it shut down?
I hope not, but I don't believe so. No, I know that.
So how else is the dark web running then?
The dark web is the dark web. Like the dark web is its own thing. That was just an example of bad things that you could find on there. But because it's completely anonymous is what I'm saying. Like when people have complete anonymity, they do and they post some really stupid and crazy things up. You know what I mean?
And they're actually all
that's where you'll find child porn if you want to go find it. Like things like that. Like you're gonna find things that you aren't necessarily wanting to have access to. In a way, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There is definitely a type of person that does want that kind of access. Me as a normal person, I don't want it.
I've never heard of the dark web. That's what I'm saying. So I'm like,
it's been around for a long time.
I'm like, what is this? What is going on? And this, I didn't even know if it's real.
Oh yeah, it's been around for a long time.
I feel like it's one of those sort of like hush hush type of thing as you're typing.
Oh, can you hear me type?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
No, it's cool. It was funny because I said hush hush. And you hear this typing thing like, you're accessing something over there, But no, I've never heard of this dark web, and I've like the actual, what you're describing, and so can you access this thing like today in technology of today, or do they track you from doing that? So if I type in like the dark web. And I do a search.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't type the dark web. The dark web is what we call it, just because we know that that's where you can get all the dark shit. It's really just a Tor browser, Tor.
So if I type in Tor
browser, there's different downloads that you could do to access the dark web.
Okay, with that.
But people, I mean, like for real, the government built it just to have their own internet that was separate from the public, and yet because of its anonymity and all that, they actually encourage people to use it because it's harder for people to steal your information and blah, 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 blah. Okay. So again, the problem becomes it's not very user friendly because in order to go to Facebook, I've got to type in lowercase q6, uppercase p, v, like
a long list of deals to do it.
Yeah, you've got to type in like 80 effing characters that don't make any sense.
So what would you do if you were looking for like, narcotics and stuff like that? Like, would you have to type in a certain long code?
Me, I just call my dude.
No. But I'm saying, like, if you had to use a dark web or whatever, would you have to type in
I would never use the dark web. So to me,
I'm just saying, in theory, would you have to type in a whole long list of deals to do that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, and then some would pop up, and it's another code that you have to cipher, and stuff like that.
I don't know if it's like that extensive, but yeah, it's definitely a weird string of characters rather, to access the website.
And do they track? Like if you go
supposedly no, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like the anonymity.
So if you go like if I go onto my Mac and I go to Tor, is it Tor? Tor, space browser, right?
Yeah, just type that, you'll find stuff. Yeah.
And then if I start looking around this so-called dark web, right? Will they sit there and monitor that?
Well, so that's my point. I don't know. They say no, but they built it.
Right.
For them.
The government.
Yeah.
The Men in Black.
Right.
Right.
So yeah, if I wanted you to use this thing because of its anonymity and nobody's tracking you, why would I wouldn't, first of all, as the government, I want to know what you're doing. So I wouldn't promote that kind of a thing.
Right.
And yet at least they did.
But
There was a moment in time that they did because it was so safe or whatever.
Now, does that do something to your computer? Like if you try to go on there? I mean,
no, it's just a regular, like it behaves like Google Chrome or like AOL or it behaves just like a browser, like an internet browser.
But it wouldn't be like no bugs or nothing like that, right?
Well, I mean, if you download something stupid, just like on the regular internet, yeah.
Well,
you can get a virus.
You know what I mean? Like with that one, I mean, I don't know how that works. That's what I'm asking, you know? I'm thinking it's like just a regular like little deal that you just, do.
Yeah. In theory, it is no different than opening up Google Chrome or Internet Explorer or whatever and jumping on the web.
Is that like a popular thing for most people, like hackers and stuff like that?
The Tor browsers?
Yeah, the Tor browsers, the dark web,
I mean, it's popular even with like the younger generation just because they think it's better because of the anonymity. There was a kid, what would he be considered? I guess my step cousin. I don't know what he would be, but I think my step cousin, regardless, he's all of like 17. I think he's older now, but back the story I'm talking about, he was all of 16, 17 years old, and his mom comes up to us at one of our at a gathering we were having or whatever, and comes up and says, so and so, I'm not going to use his name, is using the dark web. And I go, oh, what is he doing on the dark web? And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, well, there's nothing that you need the dark web for that's any good. You know what I mean? Like if you're using the dark web, there's a reason, and it's not going to be a good one.
Right.
Like so in my mind, I've always just avoided it. I don't care.
I would think they would
any kind of list. Like I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't do anything with my internet that needs to be super secure anyway. Like I don't, you know what I mean? I don't need you not seeing whatever, like, because I don't do anything like that.
Right.
So,
and that's what I'm thinking too. I'm like, okay, if like
to me, it's an automatic red flag. Yeah, it's
right.
an automatic red flag.
So what happens if you're doing like a research paper on that? I mean,
I guess that would be the one exception where it makes sense. Like, oh, I want to research this thing and do an essay about it. Then yeah, you probably want to get one and fiddle around with it a little bit to see how it worked or whatever. But but that's it. For education purposes, maybe. But even so, like I said, like you wouldn't use it to go to Facebook because it wouldn't be. You can't just type Facebook. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not convenient at all to use it for something like that. So
all I think of is like this sort of like disastrous web browser, place that you go to called the dark web, like in the movies, and they just sort of like got this, skull and crossbones on there, and a listing of like, narcotics or department or, you know what I'm saying? Like a whole menu type of deal.
Yeah, so I want to say that was the idea. There was a horror movie that had a similar idea to this back in the 90s, maybe the early thousands. I'm trying to remember the name of it as I ramble. But they would visit this website, and this website would basically get a hold of you, kind of like in the same way that The Ring did with the video.
Yeah, okay.
And but again, this was a situation where they were kind of promoting the dark web thing because that was how you got to this website, and they seemed like they were trying to normalize using the dark web in a way because everybody in this movie or whatever, just that's what they used,
right,
as their web service of choice or whatever. So and then that's how they were accessing this website too, which is, again, that's something that you wouldn't find on the regular web because they would take it down immediately.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or whatever, or monitor the fuck out of it. It's something that would be thrown onto the dark web where you can't see and blah, 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 blah. So I don't know. I feel like they've always tried to like make it a thing. And to me, that seems weird because to me, it's a red flag. If you're mucking about with the Tor browsers, what are you trying to hide? Why are you trying to hide it? That's
right.
Obviously,
what are you looking for?
It's a red flag. Yeah, it's a red flag. Right away.
Well, that's what I would think. I'm like, if you're trying to go like to the dark, and like I said, I'm thinking the dark web is like another like website area.
No,
where
it's a whole new browser. It handles web pages differently, but I mean, you could still visit Facebook on it.
Right.
You know,
No,
you could
yeah,
you
yeah.
could use it as a regular web browser.
Well, that's what I wasn't thinking about. I was thinking more. From what people say, it's like you said, like hiring a hitman. You know, all the
Yeah.
other stuff, and
Right.
you
Yeah.
know, that's sort of crazy. You know, that something like that would have, you know, be on there.
When
And,
people want something,
and
they'll get it.
How long this guy was convicted? How long did he get?
You know, I really don't know. I don't know what ever ended up happening with that.
You think they got rid of him?
Road,
You think they kind of put him out to pasture?
Silk Road conviction. Jurors on February 2015 found Albright of San Francisco guilty of 7 counts for helping to enable drug sales using the virtual currency Bitcoin. He was sentenced. Yeah, that's right. They were using Bitcoin to pay for it too. That way it couldn't be traced with money or whatever. He was sentenced to 3 months.
3 months?
That's it.
For hosting the website?
Hold on. And then it says,
okay, it says.
hold on. Sorry, things keep popping up in front of it.
Okay.
I clicked on it, and then of course, like now 8,000 things are popping up in front of it.
We're talking about the dark web. We're talking
The
about
dark web.
conspiracy theories, and the guy that Matt he knows. What was the website again?
The Silk Road.
Silk Road was one of the most popular, I guess, in the dark web, you know, world of hosting sites, kind of like eBay. So if you wanted something, you order it through this guy'd have it ready for you, and they have the shipper to ship it out to you. You get
So apparently,
you get tons of cocaine if you want it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Pallets of it.
Apparently, it was linked to at least 6 overdose deaths, which is why they started looking at them. Because people were dying, and they were like, "Where are you getting these drugs?"
And you only got
the website.
And you only got 3 months.
Well, yeah, but it looks like there was more to it, and now I can't find it now because I was reading just a little summary on the Google search,
right.
And now when I click in it, now I'm trying to find it looked like there was more to it.
I was about to say, if you got 3 months, boy, that was a very easy,
Both
get off
later,
type thing.
both later. Apparently, there was another person with them. They later played. Oh my God! I'll talk one day. Pleaded guilty to money laundering. Pleaded guilty to money laundering.
Yeah. Okay.
Hold on, and stealing bitcoins. There was government agencies linked into it somehow. Lynch, however, said that while the shocking personal corruption of these 2 government agencies disgraced the agencies for which they worked, has nothing to do with whether Albright operated the site as dead. Oh, that's silly. Never mind. That was an opinion thing. I thought it was fact. It was an opinion thing.
All right. So
Basically, yeah. That's all.
You got 3 months.
If I find anything more to that, there's
wow. So this.
Hold on. The 3-judge panel cited a staggering $183 million of illegal drugs sold on Silk Road from 2011 to 2013.
Jeez.
$183 million worth of drugs sold in 2 years.
Wow.
On this website.
And he just got 3 months.
Wednesday rejected Albright's claim that he was denied a fair trial. Why are you fighting a 3-month sentence? I wouldn't fight it. I'd be like, shit, that's okay.
Yeah, give me the 3 months.
Give me 3 months. I'm still rich.
Right, right. I mean, they haven't.
That's crazy.
They haven't, stopped all his bank stuff. So, the guy got 3 months for, operating a website that handles, drugs and this and that and all kinds of crazy stuff, and on the dark web, the place you shouldn't go.
To me, I mean, it just makes sense. Like, why would it just make sense? Stop being stupid.
Don't go there. It's a mind trap.
What if you need to go on the dark web? You're doing something wrong, and we need to go ahead and look at you.
You're doing something illegal.
You're doing something illegal. You're looking at kids for some reason. Something weird is going on. I'm serious. I'm serious.
Yeah.
There's only a handful of reasons that you would need the dark web. And none of them are good for a typical person. Now, like if it's for like a company situation and you really want that security of like, we have data that we send back and forth to each other that we can't afford a hacker coming in and getting it, like maybe we deal with a lot of social security numbers and money and stuff, then sure, that makes sense.
Are
and
you
that's
talking about
different.
like a retail box franchise, like a Home Depot, a Lowe's? Would that be a company that we would be doing that?
But see, even so, like we've already worked ways around that before before we had the dark web, or before businesses would ever even think
So
about it.
you're talking
There's
about
already
past
ways
tense.
around it. There's already ways around it. Is all I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
we have passwords and OAuth and things like this to make sure that you can't access my database that has all the sensitive information.
Right.
Not to say that hackers don't exist, and if you are worried about them, then a Tor connection might be the way to go because you're so anonymous.
Now,
Like,
do you
they
have to
wouldn't-
download anything?
They wouldn't
to
know
do-
where to look.
Do you have to download anything to do that? I mean, do you have to download?
It's just
the
a browser. Yeah, you download a browser.
No, okay, all right. So
Yeah,
I'm
it's just a
sure.
browser.
I'm sure if you download anything, like, so you have to download the Tor
That's right.
browser.
That's right. That's what
Then-
I'm saying.
Then
I feel like you're gonna get flagged. Because
yeah,
why would you be using this thing? We're
Yeah.
gonna watch you for a second to make sure that this is all on the up and up.
because you know that certain words you look up,
Yeah.
are
Oh, yeah.
flagged.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
if you're doing a research paper on like a nuclear bomb, right?
And cyanide. Oh yeah, yeah. If you
You
look
know.
up anything about bombing, you're automatically put up on a list.
Right.
Absolutely.
So it's like
Or how to make chloroform.
Right.
They're
And
gonna be like, well,
yeah, I feel that if you download like a browser, right, especially that Tor browser, right, I
right.
believe that you're going to be on this list of like, hey, look,
Yeah.
this
guy could
might
be
be
up
a
to something
question
fishy.
mark. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. This guy
You
could be
know.
up to something fishy.
But then again, what happens if you're doing a research paper? Were they going to bust down?
Well,
your
again,
door?
and that's what I'm saying. So, yeah, they would be able to find that out if they are in fact monitoring stuff like that, even though they say that they're not.
Uh-huh.
But people, you've heard about people getting their computers taken and confiscated by the cops where
Yeah,
they go through
yeah,
and find
absolutely.
child, child stuff
Yeah.
and whatever. Typically, those people were finding that kind of stuff by going through the dark web, and their
Oh,
the
really?
little porn sites that are available over there.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's horrible. God.
Bro, I mean, they so there's a supply and demand situation there, which I don't agree with, and I'm not advocating, but I'm saying that it does exist, and people are going to find a way to find it or put it up or share it or
Right.
whatever, and that's what we're finding. That these people are definitely doing that kind of stuff, and they can do it under the guise of a Tor browser if they really want to.
Yeah.
But again, that's why I'm saying, like, if you go download one, I would red flag you. I'd be looking at you. Because what are you trying to hide? Just get on Chrome, you idiot.
I mean, you could just do, you can look up whatever. I mean, if you want a hooker, I guess you can look up a hooker. If you want to,
Yeah, and I mean, I'd love somebody in chat, to tell me that I'm wrong, and if
Yeah.
there's all kinds of great reasons to be using a Tor browser. Go for it. I would love to know. But to me, it's a red flag because you're trying to get away with something or whatever. Like, and I'm good. I don't want nothing to do with it.
I don't either. I was just sort of curious about if it even exists because
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely real.
I've always heard it in the back of my mind, but I've never, like, you people have talked about it throughout the years, and I never thought, almost like an Area 51 type situation. You know what I mean? You kind
Yeah,
of know
like
that
maybe it exists, maybe it
Yeah,
doesn't, maybe it's just
yeah.
a story. Yeah.
maybe just a hearsay and whatever, but so the dark web. Please comment on our Facebook page too if you want to.
Yeah, for sure.
Say, hey, look, you got it all wrong, or hey, look, this is all right. Thank you for telling me about it. Let's do this, my friend.
Yeah, I
I
think
feel
so
we
too.
need a break. I need to recharge. Well, that was some fun conspiracy talk on that one.
You like that?
Yeah, I like that.
All right. Well, we'll try to keep it interesting when we get back.
So when we come back, and thank you to the 3 listeners who are listening and or watching our YouTube. YouTube.com, just search Bulls Radio Lounge. When we come back, we're going to, I don't know, what would you want to talk about with our next one? Because, I mean, I can find some.
I don't know. Yeah, let's find something. We'll just kind of BS our way through it. You know how we do.
I mean, we don't really BS our way through it. We're professionals.
We are professional. We BS with the best of them. I'll tell you what.
Fake it till you make it. So
That's it, buddy.
so yeah, we'll pick out a very good story for you guys to listen to.
Yeah, I
And
like
then,
that.
And then we'll go on from there and see what happens. You never know on the Social Reload Show.
That's right. We reloading the socials.
That's Be back in a minute. Don't go away. Bulls Radio Lounge, Social Reload Show. Back in a couple minutes.
In my car. All around is anger, automatic guns. It's death in large numbers, no respect for women or our little ones. I tried talking to Jesus, but he just put me on hold. Said he'd been swamped by calls this week and he could not shake his cold. I wish I never let you go that far away, away. And I know this ain't forever, love, but let's talk about today, today. Okay, the fan band's gone, but our fam growing too. If it ain't about it, show 'em in the lab. Where are you? Baby, where are you? If it ain't about it, show 'em in the lab. You know the studio couch all yours, right? And after that, we can drop the top and take the night. Take the night. Lay your seat back like we taking flight. Two-step to the sound of the night. With me, I ain't got long, so let's make it right, baby. Take advantage of every moment we own it. Bring the phones at home, cause it's on dead. And I hope I'm right.
Bulls Radio Lounge. Bull and the Bartenders. Sorry. Bulls Radio Lounge. Social Reload Show. I'm so used to saying Bulls Radio Lounge. Or Bull and the Bartender Show. This is the Social Reload Show. Welcome. Once again on your November 22nd, the Sunday before Thanksgiving. So welcome. We've talked a lot about going from Thanksgiving to what we're going to have, to a little bit of conspiracy talk with talking about the dark web and we've learned a lot about the dark web.
Well, it could be accurate. I mean, it's what I know about it.
Speculation.
Yeah. It's kind of half speculation and half what I understand. Yeah.
So before we preface some more possible conspiracy talk,
Okay.
I do want to say that coming soon is the Joel D. Wynkoop's premiere feature film, The Craig Long Incident. And basically, it's, these aliens come down, they try to take over Earth, right? And,
Okay.
They have to fight them off. It's a very special effects, very highly rated, very popular film from the Wynkoop Productions. Go check them out. Just go to WynkoopProductions.com or just look him up, Joel Wynkoop. And this guy is king of B movies. Matt, I think you've met him before.
Yeah. You've said that. I feel like you might be right, but I can't place it.
You'd be able to. You know who he is if you've seen him.
Yeah, I assume it'd be one of those situations where if I saw him, I'd be like, "Oh, this guy."
He's he's very over the top, and that's what makes him so cool.
Oh yeah, I'm into that. I'm into over the top.
One time we were, I was sitting there doing my show at the BRN, right? And I had him in the studio. We were talking about his movie and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, I was like, all right. So he's like, hey, I have to use the restroom. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm about to go on here in a minute. He's like, all right, cool. Where's it at? I tell him where to go, right? No, I'm sorry. It was the green room. We had to get a guest from the green room, right? And so I told him where the green room was because that's where he went to first, so I can sign him in. And so he went out there and he went the wrong way and through the kitchen, right, and opened up the door and set off the alarm, right, that goes to the upstairs office,
Yeah.
And so I had to call a couple people to chill him out. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I thought I hear this ringing inside the building, and I'm coming back, and I'm like, and Joel comes over, he goes, oh man, I'm sorry, but I don't think I found the green room. And I go, what? And I'm like, this is not, oh no. And I'm like, telling my guys, come on, keep it up. So, got emergency or whatever. So I went over there and I'm like, oh crap. So I had to call a couple people, and, Frank had a conversation in there too, and, Frank, right?
Yeah. I remember Frank.
Yeah. Kind of got my ass reamed in that one,
I bet.
So, but it was a funny thing, and it's always been a funny thing to talk about because he was so nervous. He told me, I'll never go back in that studio again. And I'm Joel, it's no big deal, buddy.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's all right. I let him know, and it was an accident. It was no big deal,
Yeah.
Because I'd always let them know who I'm having in as a guest,
Oh, of course.
So they're not blindsided. But yeah, so go check it out. The Craig Long incident. I've been working with Joel for a long time, and he's a really good guy, and makes phenomenal movies. So I don't know.
Cool, man.
Let me ask you a question. Do you like? I mean, really, do you like physically talking about conspiracy theories and aliens and you know?
It doesn't bother me. I would say that I'm typically not a conspiracist, though. I can get behind. And get behind a couple of the ideas just for the sake of it sounds legit to me.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say I definitely wouldn't say I'm a conspiracist. I'm not out there looking for stuff. I'm not wearing, aluminum helmets and
You're not doing that. You're not
like
putting
that.
the helmets on there. Nothing.
No, nothing like that.
I mean, because to me, I always find it interesting to talk about, and I would pull stories from the news like we normally do, but it's always been the same shit, all the time, It's
Especially right now.
It's always COVID or Biden, and stuff like that. And I didn't feel that, come on, how much more can we talk about it? You know what I mean?
No, I agree with you. 100%.
So I was thinking hey, look, let's try this out and see what you think about it, because, I try to do it with, with the other show, and Mark wasn't too interested in it. So.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So
they seem like cool guys.
They're cool guys, but there's some things that just don't interest them. So.
I just mean on a general level. I haven't gotten to interact with them too much, but when we did the show a couple weeks, was it last week?
Yeah, that was
last weeks ago, whatever it was.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I had a good time with them.
Yeah, it sounded like you had a good time. So a lot of ribbing towards my part, but it was
well.
right.
That's what we do.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you just beat me while I'm down. Just
exactly.
It feels like I was at the BRN. So thank you a lot. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, we were just trying to make you feel at home.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, that's just
we were looking out for you, buddy.
Just stab me and then kick me back in the moon. There you go.
Somebody help the man as we jump on his back.
Call 911. What's wrong? We're beating him. It's all right.
I'm shooting him currently. He's going to need an ambulance.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I appreciate it there, jackass. So I don't know. I mean, I've always been a big, cool fan of conspiracy type things, and I've always, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, although, I think my dad thinks that I am.
I mean, I'm starting to think that you are in a way. Just the way that you're already, just the way that your precursor in this makes me think, oh, geez, here it comes.
Well, no, I mean it's because I don't feel that I'm a conspiracy theorist type person. I don't, when I say that the government's not on your side, I mean, it's hard to fake a lot, and I've been doing films for a long time, and it's hard. I mean, I can do it, but it's hard to kind of fake the authenticity of a lot of these films that are out there. And it's almost like like a video of of Bigfoot. When you see these films, people aren't going to believe it at first sight. They're going to be like,
well, what do you mean?
Okay, well, let's just take, for example, just top of my head, right?
Okay.
I would go the Area 51 route, right? Area 51, but
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about this other one that I don't know if you know about it or not, but it's called Bohemian Grove.
No, I know about Bohemian Rhapsody.
Well, so do I, but no, Bohemian Grove is this place in upstate New York, right? And basically, it's got the sort of like the same security as Area 51, right?
Okay.
And they have like these big sort of gatherings of like, what do you call it? Groups of like the Bushes and this group and that group, and basically, like Alex Jones had snuck into Bohemian Grove and took some video of these sort of like ceremonies that they do over there, and it's what's called the cremation of care, and it's a ceremony that they do to where it's like you have good fortune and whatnot, and
But you got to like kill somebody.
No, well, they don't. I don't know if they kill somebody, but I mean, it's sort of in the video. When they show like a demonstration of what their altar-like things are doing, it sort of shows them sort of having something there that resembles, I guess, a body.
Okay.
But nevertheless, it's in front of like this great eagle, right? That they stand in front of, and what I'm getting at is that they sort of decide on things is the sort of the theory. Like the Bushes will decide on something that goes along with this other prime minister that's there, or decide the new president that's going to be elected. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
I've heard stories around the campfire where in this Bohemian Grove they decided to have Obama as president.
Oh, that was definitely a conscious decision, I feel like.
But that's what I'm saying. It happens at this Bohemian Grove. These decisions are sort of made there. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
people don't believe it. They're like, "Oh, that's crazy. That's insane. You're nuts."
But I mean, don't they have like Camp David and stuff in that?
But Camp David is a fort for the president.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I thought that was like
No,
where they got
that's a
together and did
bunker.
that kind of shit.
That's a fail-safe bunker.
Okay.
When something happens,
Like what you've got.
yeah. Well,
Okay.
they've got more armed security and bigger.
Yeah, but you got a
guns.
couple. I mean, that one dude with the with the assault rifle. I mean, he's pretty intimidating.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that they've got armies compared to what, a
Compared
25-foot
to your
bunker.
one dude with a rifle.
Yeah. But no, I mean it just brings the question of like, all right, so you like, for example, National Treasure, the Book of Secrets, right?
Yeah, the Illuminati shit.
Right. Well, not only that, but I mean all the stuff that goes around with that. I mean, what's to say that all this stuff is true? What's to say that okay, Roswell did happen and there was aliens on these ships, and Area 51 did have them. Or the big story, again, jumping the fence on this one, but the big story that I've heard too around the campfire is now Bigfoot uses teleporters to go back and forth to different parts of the world.
Ah. Well, that boy needs to share some of his tech with us, I think.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, what happens if all this shit is real that everybody else is
That's
thinking?
not real. That is in no way real. Bigfoot isn't real, and then the double conspiracy of him using teleporters isn't real.
Okay, but what's to say that there are Bigfoots out there? Just because
I don't agree. I feel like we would have seen them. They
But
would have
we
wandered
have.
into the cities by now.
No, we
haven't.
have.
No, we haven't.
What's all the videos that you see about Bigfoot?
That's some bullshit, is what it is. That's a
Really? Is
that's
that
a dude that rolled
serious?
around in some mud
Now,
and threw some moss
hold
on
on
his
now.
ass.
Are you saying that as serious, or are you just sort of like
I'm dead serious. I don't
like
think
you
that
don't
that's-
believe in Bigfoot at all?
Not at all. Not even kind of.
Seriously.
Seriously.
Why?
I'm from Alaska, bro. I camped a lot. You know?
But they do have ones in Alaska too.
Yeah, okay.
But what happens if they're sort of like camouflage enough to where you can't see them until they sneak up on you?
I mean, then why am I'm just
I mean, what do you got to do then? You got this 300-pound freaking 7-foot tall gorilla on top of you. This white, snowy,
a
huge.
gorilla. Yeah, a gorilla is real, and that would be terrifying. Absolutely.
Well, I meant like gorilla in like I meant like gorilla like in strength. You know what I mean?
Know, I hear you. I hear
you know, that's what I'm saying. Like gorilla type strength, like a silverback gorilla, but like more of like a 7-foot tall,
man-esque
huge
kind of a monkey.
Like kangaroos in Australia, right? Their pecs muscle and their arms and their biceps are chiseled, like cut, like a bodybuilder. You know what I mean? No, you never seen those pictures before?
Of kangaroos?
Yeah, they had it like a couple of years ago. They had a story about them.
I saw a kangaroo trying to fight a person.
Yeah, but these guys like they showed them like they couldn't believe it either in the story that these kangaroos. But I'm saying like the strength of that. I mean, this thing is like coming at you like right on top of you.
So if that legit happened to me one time, what would I do? I would shoot it.
That's what I'm saying. You got all these videos that are out there that people are like seeing with their cameras and stuff. I mean, if I'm carrying it,
blurry as fuck. Here, let's look one up, shall we?
Listen, if I'm out there filming and I had a gun, okay, would you shoot somebody with it or would you not shoot somebody with it?
I would. Okay, somebody or Bigfoot?
No, the Bigfoot.
If he's coming at me, yes.
Yeah. Okay. But would you chase it? Would you chase it? Would you tail it?
I feel like like if it didn't notice me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like
you would tail it.
I'd be curious as fuck.
Right.
I'd be like, I want to see what this thing.
Now, what
like,
happens if it started charging you? Would you run or would you try to fire off a couple rounds?
If it charged at me, I'm popping it. No question. No question.
And if you killed it, how would you get it back to your camp? How would you get it back to your truck?
Who said I'm trying?
Huh?
Who said I'm trying?
What do you mean?
I don't know that I'm trying to get it back to my camp. I might take a picture of it. I'd walk up on it and be like, "Oh, you're dead." Take a picture of it so that I could be one of these people that have a blurry ass picture of Bigfoot. And then I might tell somebody like its location to go deal with something about it. But it has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, I mean,
I would. You shot it, and I'll be like, yeah, it came right at me.
I would shoot it.
He's coming right for it.
Motherfucker, come after me. Say hello.
There you go. I threw something in the chat.
All right, let me see what I can pull
The
up.
10 most convincing sightings.
Oh, man. You may have to text this to me.
You don't see it in the chat?
No, I do, but I mean, I'm trying to pull it up.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Dude, I could probably pull it up and play it on the other side. You know what I mean?
All right.
So if you text it to me.
Yeah, I'll text it to you.
So, yeah, but the thing is like you see all these videos and you wonder like, what is real? What is not real? What's going on? Is this, what's happening with all this stuff? That's what you want to know. You want to know. You want to find.
Oh, geez.
What?
Somebody spotted Bigfoot September of 2020, baby.
Hold
on, we got a video. Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it now.
It's gonna be a bunch of nonsense. Maybe I'll send this to you if it's convinced. Oh shit, that's a black dot from far away. That's
so
what
do you believe it or no?
No.
Why
not?
It's
too far. It's too far away.
Come on, man. Really?
That could be me in a monkey suit over there.
So what about all these, Patterson files and all these other things that are going on? What's going on with that? The guy who got originally filmed the Bigfoot, what's wrong with him?
I don't know anything about that.
Oh, come on. You know something about that.
I don't know shit. No, because I don't believe in this crap.
Uh-huh.
To me, this is not like it's nonsense. The Bigfoot stuff is nonsense to me.
To
These-
you, it's
these three-
nonsense.
I just don't because I don't think it's real. Like, but so at the same time, this is where I kind of get devil's advocate-y.
Uh-huh.
Because at the same time, I'm of the belief that that we are kind of a monkey evolved, you know.
Yeah.
And so if that's the case, then there could be this intermediary monkey man type
Right.
situation, right?
Right.
Because you know that this species of us or whatever happened to stop evolving halfway through the monkey and man situation. So with that said, that would be a Bigfoot. Like that's what we would see and be like, oh shit, that's a Bigfoot because it looks like a man,
Yeah.
but he's all hairy and retard strength like an ape.
Right.
So you know, in that sense, that's where I'm like, okay, maybe they exist. But I mean, immediately I have to stick with it because immediately, and my gut says doesn't fucking exist, doesn't happen. No. How do I explain
Gotcha.
the sightings? I don't. I think that they're fake.
This is one of them. It's looking at.
Oh yeah, I was trying to find you
So-
that 10 most convincing. They're just pictures though.
Oh.
I was trying to.
There
get that
is
to your-
something
to your
out there.
phone.
There is something walking out there, and it is.
Oh yeah,
upright,
I mean I saw it.
you know.
It's a black dot.
Yeah, I mean, at this
I'm
point,
not-
it could be something, you know. I mean, it could be, you know, it's hard to say. At that point, I'd send up Wally.
Yeah, right.
you know.
Exactly.
I'd send up Wally at that point. Get some
And now
more
that
pictures.
you've got Wally and you're getting pretty good with it, maybe you and I could go camping one day out in one of these woods, and we'll go find us a Bigfoot if you like.
You know what
but
happens about that, right?
No. What?
You've heard the stories, right? They go out, go camping, and go do that. They don't come back.
Oh,
That's the
is
problem.
that's the story.
Yeah, that's the story, buddy.
So if you go looking for Bigfoot,
You don't come back.
you ain't coming back.
You ain't coming back.
Maybe it's because you're so embarrassed by you actually thinking that Bigfoot was real. You don't want to face your family anymore, so you just don't come back.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I don't
They're
know.
like, your wife and your mom and your dad are all like, "You're an idiot.
You're a
Don't go out-
dumbass.
don't go to
Don't
those
do
woods.
it. Stupid.
You ain't gonna find nothing." And then you go out there and you don't find shit, and you're like, "Well, I can't go back now."
All right, let's do this real quick. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to wrap up some conspiracy stuff because I want to get Matt's opinion about Area 51. It's a hot topic.
Okay.
We did a big $1 million person march over there, but didn't succeed.
Yeah, those fucking idiots.
I didn't do it. I heard about it.
I had a bunch
Dumbasses.
of people I worked with saying they were going. And I was like, "Go for it, you idiots. You're all gonna die."
We're going to take a quick break. Don't go away. Social Reload Show, Bulls Radio Lounge. Back in a really quick minute.
Take a look in the mirror. What do you see? Do you see it clearer, or are you deceived in what you believe? 'Cause I'm only human after all, and you're only human after all. Don't put the blame on me. Don't put your blame on me. Some people got the real problems. Some people out of love. Some people think I can solve them. Lord heavens above, I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put the blame on me. Don't put the blame on me. Don't ask my opinion. Don't ask me to lie. And beg for forgiveness for making you cry. For making you cry. 'Cause I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put your blame on me. Don't put the blame on me. Oh, some people got the real problem. Some people out of love. Some people think I can solve them. Lord heavens above, I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put the blame I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put the blame on me. Don't put the blame on me. I'm only human. I do what I can. I'm just a man. I do what I can. Don't put the blame on me. Don't put your blame on me.
Bulls Radio Lounge, Bull in the Social Reload Show. I did it again. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. Sorry, we had to take a little bit of break to kind of catch up on time. So, we are joined by me, Bull, Matt the Savior. Oh, hold on. Matt the Savior, there you are. You there?
Oh yeah.
All right, I got you. So, we did this show a long time ago. We're doing it again. We want to welcome you. We had 4 listeners. Thank you for the 4 listening. If you want to, when you go to Bulls Radio Lounge, just go to YouTube and just type in Bulls Radio Lounge. That's where you'll find all the shows. From the Joe Weinkoop Show to the Friday shows that we do. And I think we're doing Tuesday Bull and the Bartender Show every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. The Social Reload Show, this one at 9. And then more to come. More shows that will be featured on here. And then also Bull's Thoughts. I haven't done one in a while, but one is coming up soon. So stay tuned to that. All that and a lot more. Just go to Bulls Radio Lounge, only on YouTube.com. Facebook.com, Bull Space Radio Lounge. And Matt, don't forget your band as well.
Yeah.
What's going on with that?
I Need an Adult. Well, we just put out our Halloween album on Halloween, so we got another one in the works already. Yeah, I mean we're constantly dropping stuff. I Need an Adult. Go find it anywhere you get music, iTunes, Spotify, anywhere. Anywhere
you want to go.
Anywhere you want to go.
I need an adult.com, right?
Yeah. We have. If you want to go to our website, it's just morefilth.com.
More filth.
Just morefilth.com.
Oh, just morefilth.com.
You got it.
Gotcha. Just morefilth.com for all your nonstop shopping.
There you go.
Check them out. You'll even find Matt's face on a button that you can buy as well. For like $3.
My face is actually on some T-shirts.
There you go.
Yeah. So.
I have a shirt for every.
Go get you some.
Yeah, go get you some.
I would love to be walking through a store one day and just see my face. I mean, I have, because I have some buddies with the T-shirt.
Yeah.
But just a random person, that would be amazing.
Well, do you really want that kind of exposure?
For in the case of this, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's a lot. I mean, when you start having groups of people come up to you and go, "Hey, how you doing? Hey, how are you?" And
I've been there.
Really? That doesn't freak you out?
Yeah, actually, it did a little bit. So I became a little bit of a celebrity when I had my tattoo shop. In the area that I had this tattoo shop. And so anytime I'd go into, I had this favorite restaurant I would go into, it was a little Chinese place.
Right.
And as my shop started getting kind of famous, if you want to call it that, it started getting really popular. How about that?
Right.
If I would go into the store or if I'd go into the local Walmart, I was bombarded by people constantly holding up their phones in my face, like, can you tattoo this and blah, 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 like groups of people.
Right.
Not just like a person. Sometimes it'd be just a person, but typically it'd be like that person, a couple friends, and then they all want to talk. And so like it would take me so long to get anything done because I had to get through 500 conversations or otherwise look like an asshole and probably hurt the popularity of my shop.
Right.
So I had to start sending the wife to like the Chinese place and to the Walmart or whatever because I couldn't go. It would just take too long. And yeah, it was kind of annoying. It did get kind of annoying. But with the music thing, I love the attention. Absolutely.
Yeah. Did you really? See, I'm back and forth. I'm like, I don't mind doing the radio gig, the talking behind the microphone, but I don't know if I'm ready to do the video thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
to where I'm
yeah,
like
you've
showing.
kind of always been there. Well, at
Yeah.
least so far, up to now.
Yeah,
Or-
I've been teeter tottering on that type of thing. You know.
Yeah, I think that I don't know. I think that if you're willing to wear a dress, I'm willing to get on camera.
How about this? I'll be willing to wear a dress off camera.
Oh, Jesus.
If you go on camera.
Oh, fuck yeah, I would. Stop playing with me.
All right, so I'll wear a dress off camera. And
Okay.
you go on camera. That's the
Yeah,
deal.
Like during one of our shows,
That's the
one
deal.
of our radio shows.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I'll be in a dress off camera.
We got to have evidence of it though.
You don't have to have evidence of it. That means then you'll post it.
I personally do. I won't do anything with it.
Then you'll post it. No way.
I'm not gonna post it.
Absolutely
Just-
not.
Just show up to my house in a dress, and I'll be
No,
satisfied. I'll just,
no.
our next show, I'll be in a dress.
No, absolutely not. I mean, that's the deal. You already said
Absolutely
you already said yes anyway, so that doesn't make a difference. I already have you on tape. It's all recorded.
Okay. Well, all right. I guess I'm screwed then.
So I'll be in a dress the next show, and then
I gotta
you'll.
find like a dress that'll fit like size 27 or something stupid. I don't know. go get me a moo. You know?
A moo-moo. He's gonna get a moo-moo.
He's got a moo on. This boy's wearing a moo. That ain't a dress. That's what Steve would say. Or
That ain't a
Bull would
dress.
say. Yeah. You'd be like, that ain't a dress. That's a moo.
Oh man. So yeah. So there you go. So I'm gonna wear a dress off camera, and then you're going to be on camera.
Okay.
That's the deal,
All right.
man.
All right. So okay, hold on. I have another stipulation.
You can't make a deal after the deal is done.
No. I'm adding to the deal. It's a clause.
No, it's already been
the
done. You
contract.
said cool.
Bro. So I'm gonna do it, but it's gonna be when the bar studio's back up, and I'm gonna show up to the bar studio
Oh,
as
come
a
on.
guest in a dress.
Wow.
What do you think?
All right. I mean, yeah.
What do you think?
That's gonna be
That
gonna,
way Mark
that's
can
gonna
rip
take time.
and everybody can rip and stuff.
All right. So here's the deal. If I wear a dress off camera, you've got to be on camera, but then also show up at the bar in a dress on
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah.
All right. Next show.
Yeah.
Now I've got to figure out how to put you on
Yeah,
the thing for the
exactly. Now
show.
we gotta get a camera for me. But all right, we'll work it out. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, so all right, I don't know. The whole being on camera thing for me is kind of.
I know. Yeah, you're not into it. I
Yeah,
know.
well, I am, but I'm not. But I don't. You know, it's like when I was with the other studio, they wanted to put me on camera, and I'm like, I'm sweating. You know, I'm like,
Sure.
you know, they no, you look great. You know, I'm twitching. You can see my thumbs. No, that's great. You look nervous. It's great. I'm like, how does that look great? That I look
How does
nervous.
that look great? It's
know.
live action. It's real TV.
Yeah, I mean, it's like my face is on there. It's like, you know, Mickey Mouse syndrome. You know.
Deer in the headlight.
Yeah, I mean, I can, like I said, I can set up, you know, stage lights in front of a whole bunch of crowds and set up mics in it, but it's like, oh Lord, be on camera and start talking. It's like,
So you know what? I'll agree with you on that too. I have a little bit of that happens. So back in the day, I was in a rock band and I played bass.
Yeah.
You know, and we would get on stage. We've talked about this before. We played all kinds of shows and stuff like that.
right.
And it never bothered me one iota. Didn't bother me at all because I don't know if it was because I felt like I was hiding behind my bass in a way, or like the bass was the show. Like the bass was actually the thing on the stage. I was just the method of it being able to do what it does or whatever. Like I don't know, but for whatever reason, no problem. Didn't bother me. You know, whereas like you said, like, oh, I don't know that I could, you know,
Yeah.
perform in front of a bunch of people like that and stuff. Like it never even occurred to me that might be odd, or that felt weird at all when I was playing the bass. Now fast forward and I do this I Need an Adult thing where we're basically, you know, it's electronic beats and we're rapping and that kind of thing. Well, I don't know if I want to say rapping, but
Right.
you know, it's artistic in some kind of way, but it's only the voices.
right.
You know what I mean? There isn't this instrument to hide behind. And that definitely plays an extra factor when I go to get on stage. I finally feel that little sting of like, oh, are they going to like me? Where I never did before.
Now, do you think, like you've played gigs, right? Like you've actually played at and I don't know what kind of gigs you've played in if you did, but I mean you
Yeah.
played gigs, right?
Yeah.
All right. So my question is, when you're playing gigs, like what's your biggest crowd?
The biggest crowd while playing at a gig?
Yeah,
200.
Couple hundred?
Yeah, 200 or so.
200. All right. So was this like at your sort of heyday or? What was
Yeah,
the
yeah, I
deal?
would say that was at the band's heyday. Like
Okay.
we were on the we had a producer that was working on the A Team soundtrack, was getting us a spot on that. Like, so I mean, we were kind of at the peak. Dean Guitars had just kind of uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Sponsored us. There it is. I gotten a new. They gave me a bass. They gave my buddy 2 new guitars.
Right.
Like, and this was all just from Dean, the Dean guitar makers here in Florida. You know, which is Dimebag Darrell from Pantera played on Dean guitars and stuff like
okay.
that.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, they've been around for a while, and they've got a good name for themselves. And they threw us, basically everybody in the band got furnished new equipment from Dean, except for our drummer. And yeah, so I mean, we were right up in the thick of it, getting on this A Team soundtrack, which was a AAA movie, getting on getting on this Dean list and stuff like that. Like, I mean, we were doing good.
Right.
Oh, that might have even actually, that show that I'm thinking about right now for Dean. We did a show for Dean, and there was more than 200 people there.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So what is it?
I don't know how many people were there, but it was a lot.
So what is
There's a
it? What does it feel like when you're sitting there?
I'll tell you what, that was
playing.
the most intimidating show. And I'll tell you why. There was big name, real musicians at this show, at this Dean show. Rob Zilla from Hell Yeah, which he's a ridiculous bass player from a metal band that's big, or had their moment at least. He was there, and he's standing there staring at me the whole time I'm playing, and head bobbing and whatever, getting down with my play and stuff, and that felt really, really pretty crazy. The drummer for Korn was there. Just some crazy. Michelangelo Badio was there, who's a ridiculous guitar player, like in a good kind of a way. Plays like a double neck guitar that's not like the traditional double neck guitar where they're one on top of each other, but completely separate. So both hands were just kind of
right
playing a guitar. It was a crazy night, pretty cool show. And I got to meet a bunch of cool people. I got to play on a bass that was built for Rob Zilla from Hell Yeah. I got to play. He was like, I was in the middle of I brought two basses with me because we were playing a couple different songs in different tunings. So in order not to have to tune on stage, right, you just bring in another instrument with you that's already tuned into that other tuning. And I'm going and I go to pick up this other tuned guitar because we're about to play a Lamb of God song. And Rob Zilla goes, "Hey, you want to play my bass?" He goes, "They built it for me. Like, it's not available for sale."
Right.
And so I was like,
his own personal bass, right?
His personal bass that Dean built for him.
Right.
And it was not on the market. You weren't going to see it for sale. So I was like, hell yeah, I'll play that bass. But man, I'll tell you what, the speaker stack I was playing out of at that show was so crazy. And I'm standing, I don't know, feet away from it. We'll say 6 to 8 feet away from this thing. And it's like, it's got so much power, man. It feels like it's pushing me.
Pushing you. Like pushing you back?
Like I hit a note, and the sound from these speakers are so heavy, it's pushing me off the stage in a way. Like, obviously it physically wasn't, but I mean, that's what it was, so strong, so bassy, and it was so good. It sounded so great.
So
I loved it.
So you're playing in front of 200 plus people, right?
Oh yeah, definitely more. Yeah. And
you're jamming out. Now, what are you thinking about? Like, are you thinking like, oh my God, what's going on? What's happening? Are things
you don't
right?
have a whole lot of time to think about that stuff. Also, I like to drink.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So yeah. I'm loosened up for sure by the time I'm on stage. So, and when you're playing a song, there's a lot of timings that are going on in your head. There's a lot of, vocal cues that you're trying to pay attention for, or drumming cues, or whatever. There's always something to be thinking about that kind of keeps you from thinking about I don't know, the sea of faces or whatever.
Right.
You look out at it and you interact with it because it's good showmanship. But in my mind, at least, none of that stuff's really going on in my head. Like, oh, I should wink at this girl over here because it's going to help my stage presence. Like, I don't think about that. It probably just happens or whatever, and that kind of thing. So I'm really thinking about the song, the next bit to go. What are we doing? Are we flowing right into another song after this? And if so, then it might change the way that I have to end it, and things like that. Because there's some dynamic things that happen in a show too. Like for instance, that show, we played that Lamb of God song, right? But the whole band, we were in this bridge section of the song that's real heavy and it feels real good to play, and it keeps the audience is bouncing with it and stuff like that. And it felt so good in the moment. We carried it on for another 4 measures than you normally would.
Right.
And the singer, everybody just kind of intuitively picked up on this, and we all just kept the audience going in a way, kept them bouncing and kept them going. And that was a dynamic thing that happened at the time. And if we didn't react appropriately, then it would have been all effed up. We would have screwed up the whole damn song. Like if the drummer all of a sudden decided like, oh, I don't want to ride this groove anymore, or the guitar player missed the fact that we were all doing that, then it would have effed up. He would have moved on to the next part. We still would have been in this previous part, and he would have looked like an idiot, or we would have looked like an idiot. Something bad would have happened. So, you're kind of in tune and dynamically doing these things, and you're thinking about that kind of stuff in my mind.
All right, and that's reasonable, because like with me, when I'm setting up these sets, and stuff like that for these clients, I'm like, oh God, if I'm gonna blow any breakers, if it's gonna look right, how I'm gonna do the power, what's the camera's gonna be like, what's it gonna, and I'm trying to look through the camera lens, to see what it looks like, how it feels, the same thing when I send up Wally, right? I'm trying to keep, my side of distance to where I can see him, but then also, trying to make sure, is it filming right? Am I getting the right sort of turns, stuff like that. So
let me ask you this. When you're doing those stage setups for that dance crew,
right,
have you brought Wally on board to do some kind of like aerial shots of them dancing or anything?
I did that for them for the recital at that same location. And so I did that, and I have that on video.
How did it turn out?
I was actually pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I could see it being good, but you'd have to instruct them, like, don't look at it. It's not there.
Oh no, they don't watch it. They're
good. That's good.
Yeah. They're trained to do their deal. Yeah. So, because I have I have 4 like really kind of bright lights that are shining on the stage as well. So
well, that's the other thing too. Going back to like, what are you thinking about when you're up there on stage? Those lights make it so hard. You see the first couple rows of people, and then beyond that, you're kind of blind.
Well, I mean, and that's kind of like with anything. I mean, when you're on stage for anything, when you're doing rock concerts, it's good to see the people, but a lot of times those lights are designed to sort of make you look good, regardless of how far you can see. You know what I mean? Because they're trying to bring out the song and the music. They're trying to tell a story through their color palette and their imagination, and even if it's something small, like during the day, you'll see the same stuff that they'll do. And then to me, I think that's kind of, it's okay to do, but you won't really see it as much. It won't be as effective as at night, And so that's the kind of thing that you have to worry about when doing that. But that kind of stuff, it doesn't bother me. I'll go on stage and do that, Like I've been on the Busch Gardens ice rink before, on the Pantopian Theater. Is that what it is? No.
Where they do the ice show? I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called either.
Right across from the alligators there?
Yeah. But I've been on that rink before and walked around and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah, when I used to work there.
Is that cool looking?
It's not bad, actually. Believe it or not, the backstage is actually quite small in comparison.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because all their large props are all hung from the ceiling. So like the elephants and stuff like that, like if you're looking at it, it would be stage. It's really weird because it's backwards. So if you're looking from the audience, it'd be your left. That's where
Yeah, so that's stage right.
yeah, it'd be stage right. So that's where they kept like that big tall structure of like the bedroom and stuff like that, right?
Right.
Where they roll that on the ice, right? You know.
And it's trampolines, isn't it? Those beds.
Trampolines are in the back behind the ice.
Oh, okay.
They're on top of actually an elevator. That whole section right there where the trampoline is,
Right.
all that goes down.
Oh, really?
Down in the basement. You can go like 20 feet down below.
No shit.
Yeah, there's a whole another level down there.
Have you ever seen them during like production? I guess like during while it's going on, and to see the craziness that goes on.
Yeah,
back there?
I've seen it one time, and we were in the green room for that show. I was doing a show for a day over there, and I seen it back there. And these guys, I tell you what, it's like there could be no stage manager, and literally there hasn't been a stage manager for one time for a couple days. And these guys would not break a cue to save their life. They would be on top of those cues, left and right. They're like a well-oiled machine, you know.
Yeah, I bet. Well,
And-
you got to be. The timings have got to be,
Right.
spot on.
And then they would sit there and in the green room, they would tell everybody you have to leave the green room, right? And because they put the links, the live links, right,
Oh, really?
inside the green room, in the cage.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that animal stays inside there. And then there's a big loading door to your left would be stage right. That's where they wheel in and out of the trampoline to change out the show, you know.
Right.
But so yeah, I've been inside there, and these guys are flying this stuff left and right, on cue, and all this stuff like that, changing the sets and left and right. It's an amazing process to see it backstage.
Yeah, I
So-
bet. I'd be interested to see it.
And then I've also been up in the top of the rafters where the spots are.
That would be cool too.
You're about 60 feet above the crowd up there.
Yeah, that would
it's
be
really
really
kind of
cool.
weird because you're going up there, and you're going to walk across the catwalk, you're going to come climb down this little cage, like a small. So here's the problem. I don't know, like the time that I worked there, I was a little bit less, heavier, right? So the hole to get down there was kind of snug at that point,
Mm.
So I would probably, I wouldn't go back down there.
He's like, I am not trying to get up in there,
I
get
would-
stuck in this little.
I would look like Homer,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not that fat, but I mean, I look like Homer.
No, you're
because-
not. You're not. But
know.
yeah, I feel you. If it's an uncomfortable space, I mean,
And then, but once you get inside the little like chamber, you've got probably about 4 or 5 feet, from where the spot is. The problem
Okay.
is you better time out your restroom breaks, because if you're doing spots for the show, right,
okay.
you ain't got time for to go to the bathroom.
Oh, of course not.
You know what I mean? Like,
So they're manually spotted.
oh yeah, they're manually spotted
Oh wow.
for that, and that show, the Pantopian Theater show, all that's manually spots.
Huh.
They have somebody doing the spots for all that stuff. And if
Yeah,
you're
that's
off,
great.
they'll let you know. They'll hey, what you doing there?
Yeah.
It's easy though. It's really easy.
Well, sure. I just feel like it'd be something that. Nah.
What?
I mean, I guess I get it.
All right.
I was gonna say I feel like it's something that can be handled automated.
Well,
but,
I mean,
it would
you-
be tougher.
it would, but your actors would have to be really on cue.
Oh yeah.
Like
oh yeah.
real on cue. Like some stages they do that. Like for Cirque du Soleil, right?
Oh, okay.
A lot of their stuff was actually was actually manual spot, but then some was actually on cue. And then
right.
what was it? Ringling.
Ringling, yeah, I assume does too.
They
right?
were all on automatic spots,
Yeah, I could see that.
and most of actually what's it called? What's the production company of that? The one in Sarasota.
The one in Sarasota.
I
don't
can't
know.
think of it. It's huge. It's where like the monster trucks come out of, and
Oh, Oh,
all the on ice stuff comes out of, like Disney on Ice and all that.
Yeah, I can't think of their name, but yeah,
I
know
can't
what
think
you're
of
talking about.
their name either. But anyways, all their stuff, their lighting package, everything is all on cue. So all their spots, like they practice that like really, really, up to date. And
They probably beat it into the ground for sure.
oh yeah, they have to hit their marks for every one of those things. I mean, it's
The
grueling.
last one I saw that was by that same production company, I want to say it was some
Which
kind
one?
of superhero thing. It was not that long ago. I want to say it was like
Was
a
it
year or
Marvel
two ago.
superhero?
Yeah, I feel like it was a Marvel superhero
yeah,
gimmick.
yeah,
Did you see that?
yeah. I saw that. That was really good. That was a good
It
production.
was cool. Yeah, it was cool.
Um,
but that's the same crew that you're talking about, right?
Yeah, yeah. They all. I can't think of Felt Entertainment. That's what it is.
There it is. Yep. Yep.
Felt. That's where your monster trucks come out of. They practice out of there. They actually train, I think, somewhere else, but they actually do a final training over there.
Okay.
And then they do what's it called? Disney on Ice. They did over
Yeah.
there. And like I said, they set up the entire, like the warehouse floor. They set up the entire lighting package there. They rig it up there, and then they actually go through it with the performers for every cue, every prop set, and every lighting cue.
Yeah.
And they're all automatic too.
Right.
All LED, all automatic.
So now, think about this. Coming soon, we got this facial recognition stuff getting real big and AI and whatever. I bet you we're going to be able to have a light instead of having to have like, okay, so this is going to have to be timed. You got to be, specifically perfect right
Right.
here, right now. We'll probably be able to set up a light and be like, okay, this is your spot. Give it a picture of your face. It'll be following you no matter what.
I want to say Disney has that technology, to be honest with you.
I believe they do. I know that they've got it in their cameras around the park. They study your face.
And I want to hear that actually, like, Felt Entertainment was actually having a couple shows doing that, where their
So
performers,
it's gonna be that's gonna
Yeah.
alleviate a lot of that mess. You know what I mean?
because they make camera tripods for that. Like they have a what's it called? I can't think of what the name of the company is called, but basically what it is it's a camera that's mounted on an automatic tripod, right?
And it turns when you walk, like in move
Right,
around.
and like if you're
Yeah.
surfing, if you're playing
Right, I've seen
sports,
this.
it
I've seen
tracks
this.
you from the wrist thing that you wear.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? So that technology is out there, and I want to say that I since you mentioned that, it kind of sparked a thing, and I want to say that Felt Entertainment was actually using that in their shows
That'd be cool.
with their skaters.
Right.
To where that tracking would be there, and their tracking would sit there. And,
Yeah, and that'd be great if it was something like a little button or a little bracelet.
Yeah,
like you
something they
put on
could
your
wear.
ankle or whatever.
Right,
And
like
it just knows, like the camera knows, that's my bracelet
Right,
to follow. I
right.
like that.
because they, like, for example, like the dinosaur show they had there
Yeah.
with the what's it called, Walking with Dinosaurs, right?
Right.
That was a good show right there. I don't know if you saw that one.
I didn't, but I remember hearing about it.
That one in Jurassic World was a pretty good one. Did you see it? Did you see that
I
one?
didn't see that
Jurassic
one either.
World
I
one?
was just thinking. It sounds familiar, but I don't think I
Yeah.
ever saw it myself.
It was a really, really good shows. I mean, listen, I like plays. I like,
Yeah, you're that type for
yeah,
sure.
I've been to a couple Broadway musicals. I like them. Call me whatever. I don't care. I'm very cultured.
I call you Bull.
You call me Bull.
There you go.
There you call you. I'll call you Matt the Savior.
There you go.
There you go. Thank you for joining us. This is the Social Reload Show. Matt the Savior, my friend. Thank you so much.
You know it, brother.
We'll see you next Sunday. And then
9
join
o'clock.
us on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. We'll be Bull and the Bartender Show. We'll be back live.
That's a fun show, man.
Yeah, it's a very fun
You
show.
guys have a good time for sure.
Yeah, you guys rib me. That's great. That's
You
what
love
do.
it.
So join us then. And then, like I said, next week we'll be having Social Reload Show all over again.
All over again.
So-
actually, hold on.
But
Tuesday, the bartender show isn't happening, brother. Unless maybe I'll jump on with you or something. But they said that they can't because it's Turkey week.
oh, is it? Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's Turkey
Was
Week
that
this
part of
week.
the plan?
That's what they said when we were on last time.
Oh, okay. I got you. All right, then. I mean, if you're down with a show, I'll do a show on Tuesday.
Yeah, maybe we'll throw a little cameo one out there for you for the bartender.
Yeah,
We'll,
that's cool. Yeah, absolutely. All right, we'll find out. We'll let you know. This is the Social Reload Show. Thank you so much for joining us. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification button as well. That way you see where the live shows are coming on. Bulls Radio Lounge, YouTube.com. Matt, thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
All right, we'll see you soon, all right?
See you soon.
All right, don't forget.
Go get you some.
Go get you some.
Are you sitting at your window while he's sleeping, pulling back the curtain, looking for the moon? That's me smiling at you. If you're lost high up in the mountain tops, I'll leave a light.